Hey everybody, it's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R Chat for Sunday, April 28th, 2024. My biggest laugh came when I put on the headscarf. I already had my biggest laughs over this bit. This is a good week to watch the video. If you're just listening to the podcast, you're really missing out on the full getup. The full extent to which I'm willing to go for this joke. I'm sorry, the slutty Southern Belle Ashley is the best one yet. She just wants to have some fun and meet some mens. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you see how deep she was going in on the jazz piano player? She had her fingers all in his hair. She was rubbing up on him. She even put a big red lipstick kiss on his forehead in the end. It was brilliant. Sheer brilliance. I mean, Eileen Davidson is so talented. I could go on for the full hour about how nuanced that performance was, but then I wouldn't have time to talk about how well I thought that it was written too. I mean, the monologue that she gave to the jazz piano player was straight out of a play. I mean, it was straight off the stage. And it was just such a joy to listen to and to dig into. I mean, this character just wants to live. She just wants to have fun. She just wants to cut loose now that she has been let loose. Oh my gosh. I almost can't believe this is happening. Because Y&R is usually so, Y&R doesn't usually veer off into cuckoo banana land. This is very off-brand for Y&R. This is way more Days of Our Lives. I guess Y&R just felt like it was time to capitalize on Eileen Davidson and what she's good at, which is character work. Not just one character, not just one Ashley, but many Ashleys, many characters. She is so beautiful. She is so capable and just does such an amazing job of embodying so many different personality types. And Belle's personality type has her own plan for saving Ashley. Belle wants to find her a new man to help her forget about Tucker. It's so much fun to talk with this accent, and you could tell that Eileen Davidson was having a ton of fun with it. I'm having a ton of fun with it. I strongly encourage you to have some fun with it this week too. See if you can do the accent. It's fun. Just today at some point, just try to be the Southern Belle. The man-hungry Southern Belle. And we got a little bit of a preview of our new man for next week. Ashley's psychiatrist friend, fresh off the plane from France, here in Genoa City, just to help her. I mean, this ought to be good. Because the personality, Belle's personality, Ashley's Belle personality is getting more and more outrageous, as are her outfits. Red with a headscarf. How many ways can you wear it? Go! I mean, Tracy said, that's a nice dress. That's quite a dress. Oh my goodness. So, I've got a feeling that the doctor's treatment is going to work in sending Belle back into the background, which I think is going to end up resulting in She-Devil Ashley becoming the lone personality that needs to be fought off here. I think if the doctor is successful in helping Belle go away, then She-Devil Ashley is going to get loose from her handcuffs and take over, take control, and follow through with her plan to kill Tucker. Oh my gosh. Tucker was so funny on Friday with Audra in bed and trying to get in bed, and then once he was in bed, trying to get more. He's just hilarious. The comedy there is so subtle and so good and just LOL funny. And I realized this week that I am just completely head over heels in love with Audra. She is so freaking cool. I love the playful way that she dismisses him. She's like equal parts cold and hot. It's just amazing. I think she and Tucker really are the perfect match, and I feel like their scenes are always spicy. They're always entertaining. There is always something going on there. And She-Devil Ashley said that her plan is to kill Tucker and make it look like Audra did it. So what I'm almost kind of worried about is, will she try to kill Tucker and miss and end up hitting Audra instead? Like, could there be a hospital deathbed wedding in their future instead of the horse-drawn carriage? Does Billy want to sleep with Lily? Okay, I know that he wants to run Chancellor Winters with her. I get that. But does he also want to sleep with her? That is my question. Actually, I think so. It seems like she wants him out and he wants to get in. Although she's warming up to him now as the week has gone on. They had drinks together on Friday, and he is clearly working his charms on her, and maybe that's his plan. Maybe that's his conscious plan. Charm her, maybe sleep with her, maybe run the company with her for a while, get all of the good sex out of it that can be got, and then seize control of Chancellor Winters for himself, which is what he maybe feels is his birthright. It could happen. It can be done. Apparently Chancellor Winters has a board now, and apparently anybody can be on it. Devon's current girlfriend? Sure, why not? Nate? Well, Devon tried. Devon tried for pulling a fast one this week. I mean, A for effort, Devon. Nice try, but it didn't work out. He tried to sneak that in without telling anybody, thinking he was going to stack the deck in his favor by having more Winters on the board than Chancellors. But Lily didn't bite. Lily was the deciding vote who didn't vote for it. I mean, I wasn't surprised at all by that. Lily knows who's buttering her bread. As far as I know, Lily has absolutely no ownership in this company. She is Jill's hire. And she most certainly knows that Jill can send her out on her rear at any moment that she wants to. I think that's why Lily played it safe on Devon's power play, even though now Devon is paranoid that it has something to do with Billy, that Billy got to her. But I also think Lily played it safe because she really didn't want to play a power card on the Nate issue when the issue that she really cares about is Daniel's lawsuit. She wants to go to court. She wants to fight to keep Omega Sphere no matter what the cost. Devon and Abby fell right into line with Lily's wishes about that, but Billy and Jill disagreed. They were in the minority. So apparently we're moving forward with the lawsuit. Billy and Jill are outnumbered at this company, and if Nate had been voted onto the board, then I mean, Billy and Jill really would have been toast. They would really be outnumbered. I think maybe Billy and Jill need to hold a surprise vote to have Chance elected onto the board. I mean, he's been at the company for a whole 6 weeks now. Why not? I think he's earned it. This was a good week for Victor Newman, the hero of the story. But my hero of the week is Harrison. The way he flung that peanut butter and jelly sandwich across the room was brazen. He said, "I don't want your damn peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Get it out of my face, witch." Kinda. That's kinda what happened, essentially. I mean, the way that she was disparaging him, saying, "Oh, I know that you're used to being waited on hand and foot, but sorry, we're all out of caviar." Ugh, the nerve. And then he had the nerve to stand up to her. He honestly is lucky that she did not beat him, like turn around and smack him or worse, because honestly, if this woman is willing to kidnap a kid and brainwash him, then what makes you think she would draw the line at physical abuse? Just saying. Ugh. Gosh. When Kyle called out through the door, "Harrison!" And then Harrison said, "Daddy!" And then Kyle was like, "Stand back, I'm gonna knock the door down." And then he did. I was like, hallelujah, because I didn't think that my nerves could take another week of this. I was a wreck. And then Harrison was reunited with Summer, and then they took Harrison home to become reunited with the whole family. And we're gonna get him checked out by the pediatrician tomorrow. And we're gonna fill in the police tomorrow. Don't worry. He's fine. And who even needs the police when you've got the super team of Victor, Jack, and Kyle now? I really did appreciate all of the scenes of Victor and Jack and Kyle working together toward the goal of bringing Harrison home safely. They really put the screws to Dave, didn't they? Freaking Dave. Freaking Dave. Up to his eyeballs in debt. Takes a little bit of cash from Jordan in exchange for his truck. Where'd she get $10,000? I don't know. Don't question it. And then Victor offered him $100,000 for the truth. It was a real Godfather type moment with Jack being the lead goon. Like, "Have you met my friend?" And Victor comes in from the shadows like, "This is my friend, Victor Newman. He's gonna make you an offer you can't refuse." Meanwhile, Nikki was working on her own offer, trying to convince Victoria and Cole to give her Claire's phone number so that she could call Jordan and arrange a meeting. And Victoria was like, "Are you drunk?" And Nikki said, "Heavens no. Whatever would make you think that? The suspicious smell of mint on my breath?" By the way, in the previews for next week, Nikki is blackout blitzed and trashing a hotel room at the athletic club like she's a rock star. Like she's Johnny Depp or something. Get this woman a leather jacket right now. She's a bad girl. I can't wait to see that. You would think that maybe that something like that might get her kicked out of the membership. I'm sure they'll just pay it right off. Johnny Depp had to go to court. Well, Nikki, no. Well, her plan didn't go as planned. So I guess she earned her little hissy fit in the hotel room. Nikki told Jordan to meet her in the alley, the classic alleyway with the dumpsters and the open trash. But Jordan never showed up until she did. And Nikki was already gone, but Victor was there. He just snuck up behind her with a chloroform cloth, just like she did to Claire. What are the odds of that? 2 chloroformings in the same kidnapping? So he chloroforms her at the end of the episode, and then shows up at home in the next episode, telling everybody this cock and bull story about how Jordan slipped off a bridge and died. No need to worry anymore. She can't hurt anyone anymore. She's dead. And then, like the sly fox that he is, he goes down to the wine cellar. What vintage goes best with revenge? Because, surprise, he's got a cage in the wine cellar. He's had it there for years, he said. You know, just in case. When you are fabulously wealthy like Victor Newman, you never know when you might need to cage someone up in your wine cellar. And I am not going to lie, I kind of want a wine cellar basement cage for myself. I feel like this could be a new home trend for 2024. Basement cages. And who did he have trapped like a rat in that cage? Why, it's Aunt Jordan. No disguise, just Aunt Jordan. I mean, why let her go when she has one more piece of information that might be useful to him? Claire! Where is Claire? That is the question. Harrison was returned home safely this week, but there has been no sighting of Claire since her chloroforming. I must say, I'm liking this. I'm excited for next week, and I really do kind of appreciate the fact that we're getting 2 kidnappings and 2 rescues for the price of 1. I don't want to look like a mess on the outside just because that's how I feel on the inside. Who said it? No, not Ashley. She is a mess on the outside, or on the inside, but she looks great on the outside. She looks great on the outside. But that's not who said it. It was Chelsea. Oh my gosh. There was this moment right before the video call with Connor's doctor where Chelsea was kind of primping in the mirror. And she said, you know, Adam looked at her and she's like, what? I don't want to look like a mess on the outside just because that's how I feel on the inside. And I thought, if that's not an example of the narcissism of the situation, then I don't know what is. Congratulations, Ron, Gary, Kayla Rose, Tanya, Henry, Justin, Dolores, Daisy, Sharon W., and Brittany. You guys guessed that was Chelsea. Oh my goodness, you know, this there's been so much drama going on the show the last couple of weeks. Let's have a nice little Who Said It quote for the week. Who said this? My life is beautiful. Someone's life is beautiful on this show. Who said it? If you think you know, you should go to yrchat.com to leave your guess. And if you get it right, then you will get your shout out during next week's Y&R Chat. Got a little bit of happy news this week and a little bit of sad news this week. First, the happy news. Kathy, your birthday is on April 30th, tax day in Canada. Apparently, Canada has tax day 2 weeks after the U.S. That's interesting. So happy tax day and happy birthday, Kathy. A little bit of sad news, though. Gosh, 2 Y&R star deaths this week. First, Marla Adams, our beloved Dina. That is really very sad that she has passed. But boy, she did some really great work, maybe her finest work at the end of her career. So that's certainly saying something about her. So sad to hear that. And also Meg Bennett, who played Victor's first wife, Julia, has passed away, which is kind of ironic considering she was involved in that dungeon storyline with Victor back in the day, and then here this week we've got another dungeon storyline with Victor, and she dies in the same week. That's a little ironic, but sorry to hear that as well. But you know what? Let's dig a little bit more into that classic Victor dungeon storyline, because this is not the first time that he has had someone held captive in his basement. And Daisy gave me a little bit of a nice summary of what happened here. Let's read this. Daisy said, somewhere in the 80s, Victor's first wife, Julia, had been modeling. As she had been feeling alone and pushed aside by Victor, she began seeing the photographer, Michael Scott. At some point, Julia became pregnant, and when Victor found out about Julia and Michael, he thought the child was Michael's. So Victor enacted a revenge plan by putting Michael in his dungeon. I think it was a bomb shelter or a wine cellar. And in there, Victor set up a camera in his bedroom so that Michael could see him and Julia together. Ew. Ew. Also, Victor only fed him once in a while, and one time a rat. And when Victor went on some work trip, he had a very young and naive Paul Williams bring Michael food. And Victor had told Paul that Michael was a family member who was extremely mentally disturbed, and locking him up was for his own protection, something like that. At some point, though, Julia found out what Victor had done, and with Paul's help, they rescued Michael. Paul may have told her, I'm not sure. And at that point, Victor tried to stop them from leaving. During the struggle, Julia fell. She was rushed to the hospital where she lost the baby. And after a DNA test, it was confirmed that the child was Victor's. Everyone went their separate ways at that point, although sometime later, Julia did warn Victor that Eve Howard was trying to poison him. But that's another story. That is crazy. That is Victor's go-to move. Basement dungeon. But so then that dungeon that we saw, the original dungeon, must have burned down in the ranch fire. And then Victor must have had it rebuilt when they rebuilt the ranch. So Victor, I guess, had to make sure that that particular amenity was reestablished after the ranch burned down. And Gary says, yeah, the Newman crew must have found constructing a jail cell in the dungeon pervy, but they kept their mouths shut. He's Victor Newman. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pervy, right? What a weird thing. The construction crew and everybody must have been like, okay. We're just going to keep our mouths shut about this because he's rich. New topic. Last week I asked you guys to pick a side. Are you team Daniel or are you team Lily when it comes right down to this lawsuit and all that stuff? Well, this is a very close vote. The closest vote we've had in a while. 51% of you voted team Lily with 49% voting team Daniel. Wow, splits. Tony says, I voted Lily. Since the character came onto the show as a child, I've always thought her to be so boring, often fast-forwarding through her scenes. No change as an adult, in my opinion. But this Lily is perky, opinionated, and la-dee-da right, whether you like it or not. I like it. Daniel used to have a personality of his own. Cool, confident, different, snappy. Now he's the boring one. So again, in my opinion, I voted Lily. That's interesting. Do you think that Daniel has become less interesting? He definitely used to be a little more edgy, a little more quirky, a little more grungy. And he is a little go along with it all right now. That's a great and interesting point I hadn't thought of. Well, Dolores says, I think Lily is being cautious and making business decisions with a steady eye on all persons involved. You go, lady executive. Do your thing and accept whatever the final outcomes will be because of your business directives. Yeah. I voted Lily too. I don't know. I just had to side with Lily in the end. When it comes right down to it, I had to vote Team Lily. But Henry voted Team Daniel, saying Daniel's expertise in the gaming industry was doing great, and I really feel his concern for his daughter as well. Lily has been disappointed. I get it, but I feel she should rise above the betrayal and move on. Heather should stay on board as well. A lawsuit would be a huge mistake, in my humble opinion. And Robin says, realistically, I'd have to side with Daniel over Lily. Any HR person would tell you that Lily is going to be in big trouble for firing her boyfriend employee because he broke up with her. My prediction is the reason Abby is suddenly a board member is that she will vote against Lily, and that will cause trouble between her and Devon, maybe hanky-panky with Nate. Ooh, you think that at the end of this, Abby's gonna go just decide to vote against Lily and then hook up with Nate? You know, Abby and Nate could be pretty good. Well, we already had Abby and Nate, but not Abby and this Nate. All right. I'm on board, because sometimes I have found myself wondering, where is Nate right now? He came in like, am I going to be a board member? Hey guys, it's me. Am I going to get to be a board member this week? Like a little dog. And he got his hopes up, and then all of a sudden it was just like, crashed. No, step back, Nate. You're not ready for prime time. But occasionally, lately, I have been thinking to myself, where is Nate? Where is the sexiest eyebrow on TV? Well, Connie says, am I the only one that took issue with Jill name-calling and shaming Daniel for cheating in a room full of cheaters? Any longtime fans or chatters remember if Jill ever cheated? Okay. This is my favorite comment of the week. Purely for, are there any longtime fans or chatters out there who remember if Jill ever cheated? That's a great line, Connie. I love that. That is so good. Yes, good point. Well, T. Nicole says, are we headed back to a Lily and Billy romance? We're starting to see more Billy and Lily than Billy and Chelsea. Billy's more of a good friend to Chelsea these days. Yeah, I don't feel the chemistry between Billy and Chelsea. I'm super bored with them. I'm not sure if I want a Billy and Lily reunion, but they certainly have more spice at this point than Billy and Chelsea. Let's put a poll on it, you guys. This is our second Lily poll a week in a row, but I just feel like that's the question out there. Should Billy and Lily have a romantic reunion? You can go to yrchat.com if you want to cast your vote on that. Astra says, Lily and Billy having scenes reminds me of how hot they were as a couple. It was a mistake to break them up for him to go and save Chelsea. He and Chelsea never had any romantic chemistry and should always have stayed platonic friends. I'm hoping that once the dust settles on the Connor storyline, then we'll get Chelsea getting jealous over Billy and Lily spending so much work time together, leading to the beginning of the end of Billy and Chelsea. Yeah, Lily was kind of jealous of Billy and Chelsea spending time together. It would be interesting to flip it, and now Chelsea becomes jealous of Billy and Lily spending time together. Billy and Lily rhymes. The name rhymes, so I feel that might be fate for them to get back together. Sue W says, I love both actors, but I got tired of Lily being pursed lips sensible and Billy being better man reflective, and the both of them having sex, albeit pretty hot, on the sofa or the floor or wherever they were. It seemed like the same scene, same boring afterglow every time. Yeah, I do kind of remember that was during the couch sex era, which Y&R has responded to and has given us less couch sex and more bed sex. Although we didn't have any sex this week. Where's the sex? That's the real burning question. Where is the sex? Gary says, Billy is back buttering up with all his charm and insightful talk to wow her. The cocktail has allowed Lily to kick back after a stressful day, but how can Billy possibly win with this one step ahead of him woman back? Remember, love Billy all you want, but never take him on in business or any kind of personal relationship beyond the best of friends. Billy is back to his usual yearning for something more in life. Run. Ooh, that might be my second favorite comment. I just like that. Ooh, he's back to his yearning for something. Run. That's good. Oh, Diana says, did anyone notice the stir stick in Lily's martini glass spinning around? Lily saw this also and quickly took it out before placing the glass down on the table. But in real life, anyone would have pointed that out to the person as if it were kind of neat to see. Yeah. I mean, did absolutely everybody see the stir stick? Because I did. And it was just twirling around in the glass and I was like, woo! Maybe that was meant to do that. Maybe that kind of stick that's what it's meant to do or something. I don't know nothing about stir sticks, but it was kind of a fun visual little moment there. I'm really glad that you bothered to mention that, Diana, because I wouldn't have. I noticed it and I was fascinated by it, but I probably would never have brought it up. So I'm really glad you said that. Oh, other thing I never brought up was it was Danny and Tracy. Gary said, stolen moments for Danny and Tracy in a very sweet and tender hookup. Tracy just couldn't say no. Yeah, I mean, the moment where Danny said, I love you, Tracy Abbott, and I always will. I mean, obviously, that was magic, obviously. And it's about time those two had a scene together. I really could go for more of that. That was really tender and just really like old friends who really love each other. That was great. Oh, Sherrod says, was Ashley supposed to be channeling Blanche Dubois from A Streetcar Named Desire? Yes, I was thinking this too. And Naomi says, Scarlett O'Hara tried this act too. Yes, it was very that. Very, very that. And Brent says, I grew up in the Deep South with extended family from rural Georgia and South Carolina. I have never heard anyone come close to an accent like this, except in Hollywood. Yes, Brett. The other thing I was getting was Steel Magnolias. It's the classic quintessential Southern woman in a play. But she nailed it. She nailed it. Whatever it was. Oh, Henry says, bravo to the new Harrison. I don't think the former actor could have pulled this off. The writers, etc., gave the former little actor very few lines. The kid appears to be really into the role, so I'm glad that new Harrison was heard to say in front of so many, Mom, we need to save Claire. Summer, as I mentioned some time ago, will have a lot of crow to eat. Yes, she definitely is going to have some crow to eat. That if Claire had nothing to do with it, then Summer is going to have her apology tour. But I just think Summer was operating on the information that she had. I don't blame her for assuming that Claire was involved. I mean, all rationality, anything would go out the window if my child was missing. Diana says, I think the actor who plays Dave should be up for a soap award. Everyone should vote for Dave. Oh, Dave. He played the role. I mean, he was exactly what he was supposed to be. Dave was Dave. That dude was Dave. Henry says, Dave's information pays off. Kyle to the rescue. Harrison is free. Now let us pray that Harrison isn't traumatized. That would be a Connor 2.0 scenario. PTSD? Henry, yeah. Harrison got kidnapped and was told actively that his parents didn't love him anymore. And he's fine. He doesn't even need to go to the doctor till tomorrow. I mean, Connor has been reassured and poured $1 million into his therapy and he still can't get together. What's up with that? Good point. Sharon W. says, I loved Daniel's advice to Summer about the power of prayer. I love Daniel and Summer together. They seem well matched as loving siblings. Also, I'm loving Heather and Daniel and Chance and Summer as couples who can have each other's backs. Truthfully, for Nina's sake, I wanted Chance to leave the police force and go into business, but I haven't enjoyed it that much. Chance should go back to the police force and work with Victor and Jack to make sure that Jordan is kept behind bars this time. I'm hoping the Jordan story continues, but would like more complications so that Chance works with the two most powerful men in Genoa City. Then Summer, being reassured about Harrison's return, can spend more time supporting her sweet brother Daniel and his ex-wife in their legal pursuits against Devon and Lily. Bravo, writers! Yeah, Chance really got sidelined in all of that, didn't he? Summer said, please, I want your opinion. Come, you're a former cop. You can keep us all in line. And then the second Victor was like, no, shut down. I don't want to hear it. Summer was like, well, maybe Grandpa's right. Naomi says, Chance is backing up and looking at Summer Newman right now with the realization that she will always be in line with Victor Newman. You know, and that's the same as with Abby. That was the same thing that happened with Abby. Because that's kind of what turned, I can't remember what the investigation was, but there was something Victor was involved in that turned Chance off of the police work. He was like, nothing ever gets done in this town. It's all vigilante, and I'm just here trying to follow the law, and I can never get anything done because of Victor Newman. And I think that caused a wedge between he and Abby, and now here it is potentially causing a wedge between he and Summer. Never know. I mean, it wasn't played for a wedge, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one in the future. Tina Cole says, I don't know if it's just me, but Victoria and Cole seem more calm than I thought they would be with knowing Claire is missing, especially when I compare to how Summer and Kyle are reacting to Harrison missing. I know Harrison's a child, but for Victoria and Cole, Claire is still their daughter. Yeah, they are kind of cold. They're kind of calm and having pasta, and they're just like reminiscing. Well, Sue W has the answer to that, saying Victoria and Cole have simply had more kidnappings and threats than the younger parents. Sad, but hilariously true, as only a soap could make such problems commonplace. All the poor young characters have no clue what toil and trouble their soapy lives have in store. Yeah, Victoria and Cole are seasoned in soap drama. But they're going to get their chance next week because apparently Jordan has put together a scavenger hunt for them to find Claire, complete with Creepy Doll, the return of Creepy Doll, blah. Sharon W. says, Allie, thanks for your amazing screenshot of Victor's chloroform rag, Jordan's frightened eyes, and her red nail polish. Does a villain usually wear nail polish? And especially red? I think she must have gotten bored with her recent beard, ascot, and beret. Maybe she didn't want to frighten Harrison. Yeah, she was bored in the hotel room with Harrison, and so she said, I gotta get away from this kid. I gotta go paint my nails. I like Brent's perspective on all of this. Brent says, I don't worry so much about silly plot lines, just so long as they feel emotionally real. Yeah, Brent, I think I like that. That spirit, because I noticed a lot of chatter this week about all the plot holes and all the unrealisticness of it all, and I completely agree with ya. Y&R has definitely veered off into the absurd right now, but I mean, that'll change in a couple of months. We'll veer off into something else. It's all just a ride. It's all just a temporary ride, and I don't know. You've already bought the ticket, so you might as well enjoy the trip. Okay, everybody, that just about does it for me for the week. You should go to yrchat.com to leave your comments, and don't forget to talk like a Southern Belle at some point today. It's real fun. It feels good. Have a nice Sunday. Swagger around as a Southern Belle today. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.